What's up, everyone? Let's hope that you can see my screen well. For some reason, I'm having trouble with TradingView, but to record, we're gonna do this so you guys can see me. I'm using OBS Studio. As you guys can see, we found support inside of that fair value gap here that was created after we found support inside of the 50% of this 4-hour bearish fair value gap. I'm assuming they're trying to come up above it and possibly fill it and maybe use this as an imbalance, but I'm not sure yet. If we look at the daily, we do have this volume imbalance that ICT noted for us on his Telegram. So I'm just watching to see how price is gonna react here. I was looking for lower prices here, but then I don't know, because we held in this inside of this fair value gap. But I'm thinking if price holds here, maybe we can do something like this with the 50% of this area. I'm just waiting for after 9:30 open for us to see what to do and what the market's gonna do. So let me actually do this too so you guys can see more of my charts. This is a daily bearish SIBI that we're inside of. As you guys can see, I have the PDA levels as well. They're the dotted levels, and we held inside of the 50% after trading into it and blowing its highs here. So I do think price might go lower from here. I'm just waiting to get under this level and then see. Now it's 9:30, so we're gonna wait till a few minutes after 9:30 for us to see if we can get an entry in here. But I'm thinking even here we can possibly see an entry right there, targeting the lows here. That's around 400 points if we get it. I'm just waiting for a couple minutes till after 9:30 open so we don't get manipulated out of anything. Anything can happen inside of here. As you guys can see, it's currently tapped into the bullish level and it's pushing higher. We have relative equal highs here that is showing divergence with ES from my indicator. So, and we have this right here as well. Right there, we just kind of tapped it, which is an inverse for value gap. So let's see if now it pushes lower. Or if it's gonna push higher. I don't know yet. That's why we're waiting, guys. We also have a fair value gap here. A bearish fair value gap. We blew right through it. ICT posted another upload targeting 19.3. I'm assuming it is the high that we created here. Oh yeah, 19.735. 50. It's the highs that we created here. It's coming for those highs. Right there. Let's see what he said. Minor buy side at 19.735.50, which is that high that I just noticed for you guys. And then 19.580 sell side has my interest, 580. So he's saying 580. So he's saying around here because obviously these lows. 580. We're gonna see how price reacts here. I'm waiting for it to trade through these levels. Once it trades through these levels, I'll most likely use this inverse for this fair value gap that was used as support as a inverse fair value gap to go lower. I'm just waiting to see how price is gonna react here and what we're gonna do. As you guys can see, we have that bearish level. It literally got rated through, used as support here. And we have buy side liquidity here as well to note at 19,788.75. And this is the highs, the bodies of them, which is 19,750.25. I think it's just going to take those highs first and then come lower maybe. ICT is favoring bearishness. I don't know. I don't know what the market's trying to do yet, but let's see. We're still inside of that 4 hour. So we're on the daily chart here, and as you guys can see, we have the daily SIBI, and then we have the 4 hour, which is also the gray area. As you guys can see, we traded above the 4 hour fair value gap now, and we're also about to trade above the daily fair value gap as well. So I want to see if maybe we trade back after trading above it, if we trade back inside of the area and use it as resistance for lower prices. Alright, so we traded above it. This is that daily fair value gap high. We just traded through it. And then we had this bearish candle. So let's see how this third candle reacts here. ICT said NQ exploring the daily SIBI high after taking the 19.7. I think he means the 735.50 level. He had a typo there. So I'm assuming it's gonna go lower now. And that's at least my bias, but let's see. As you guys can see, that's that daily SIBI high right here. We are tapping it and coming lower. I like how we had kind of like a lower candle here. That was interesting. And it's right at the 25% level of the daily SIBI. Let's see if it closes below it or if it's still going to take these highs. We can mark up these highs right here. They could just be using this to make people FOMO into it already, because I know I almost wanted to enter here. But I'm trying to be more patient. I want to wait for confirmations. There's no need to rush. And the 15th, which is literally 3 days away on Saturday, my Top Step account will get renewed. And I'm going to get my funded challenge again. So I'm waiting for... I'm just trying to train myself, honestly, for me to make the right decisions. ICT said no fair value gap formed yet, which is true. It's not formed yet. That's what we're waiting for. We want that silver bullet. So it's probably coming for those highs here, I believe. They took out these highs here. Coming down here, they took out this candle's low. Now what are they gonna do? I tapped the high and the low of this candle. But where is the candle going to close? Okay, so he took out the low of this candle. And they're coming pretty quickly lower now. This is our fair value gap that formed here. gonna enter right there at the 25, stop loss at the highs, and we're gonna see if it goes lower from here. This could be preemptive of me to enter so soon, but because of how quickly price came lower and we created this imbalance, and we're at the 25% level, I want to see if we get some sort of respect here. If we get stopped out, I'm going to wait a little longer and see if there's potentially something else I need to wait for. So as you guys can see, I might get stopped out here. Yeah, they could have just manipulated lower to make people FOMO, which I did. I thought that this would have been that fair value gap, but they closed in on it very quickly, and they might be coming lower. Let's see. This candle completely engulfed this bearish candle, and they found support inside of this bearish SIBI. So as an inverse fair value gap here, so it was wrong of me to enter so soon. We took, I think, $500 loss. Let's see here, $600 loss. But let's see if we can make it back with our next trade. It's just about being strategic. So we took out the highs here of these candles right there, and we're taking these highs here. Low, I don't know if this is like a low, high, lower low, higher high. I think maybe breaker here. I think this would be considered a breaker right there. High, low, lower high, lower low, higher high. High, low, higher high. I don't know if this is the breaker or if this is the breaker. Sometimes I get confused. This could be the breaker because it's tapping kind of near the 50%, pushing higher. I want to see if maybe they're just trying to tap the 19,780 highs. Opening range gap CE is 19,581.25. ICT said 19,581. Yeah, it's all the way down there. It's probably coming lower now. Let me just see if we can find a way to enter. I'm thinking like this would be like the ideal area too, because we already use this support. So maybe once price comes to it, we can use it as resistance. ICT said still no fair value gap formed, so I'm being patient, guys. I feel it in me that like I'm anxious because I'm feeling like I might miss it because of the fact that price can just quickly move. But that is fear kind of trying to feed me bad thoughts, and we just have to keep being patient, listening to ICT, trusting what he has to say. Parts of me was like, oh, we created a high, we made a higher high, like we're gonna fail and go lower, like, you know. So there's always those thoughts that makes you want to FOMO and get in earlier than you should, but there's no confirmation yet that the market has shifted, so we have to wait. Right now we only took one trade, and I will put the executions for you guys to see. We sold here, which was terrible. And we got stopped out there. The risk, I'm usually not like used to risking over 100 points, 130 points, but I'm trying to give myself more space to trade, and like, so because then I can catch some bigger trades, you know. And NQ moves quite fast, so high, low, higher high. This is our breaker block here. I'm gonna take it from the entire high here for us to see. We're tapping it, passing its 50% now. I unfortunately don't have 15-second time frames, but I think, like, honestly, like right now I wanted to enter the short, but I'm gonna wait for that fair value gap for that confirmation, or else I would have entered already. I'm not gonna lie, right here I would have entered. Let's see if we can get a fair value gap of some sort here with this push lower. I wouldn't be surprised if the fair value gap like was formed around this area here. So let's see. All right, there you go. Forming that fair value gap now, which is coincidentally right with the breaker. I want to see if maybe they use this as resistance. Like to see NQ lose ground low. Yeah. So it's definitely gonna like probably trade way past here quicker. I should have just sold here, let's be real. But I'm gonna wait for that entry here. Okay, I'm gonna enter there. I entered a little too late, but as you guys can see, it kind of rushed lower quickly, so it was good that I waited. I should have entered a little earlier as soon as we saw that tap inside of that area, but that's okay because the trade, we still entered at a pretty good area. I'm gonna target the sell side ICT targeted, which is right here, 19,665 liquidity. So he's talking about these lows right here is first being targeted. Right there. Here. Change this to black. And I want it to be, yeah. We're gonna keep the stop loss above the fair value gap. Let's see what happens. I could have entered too soon. Maybe we do need to utilize the fair value gap to enter, you know. I could have taken profit here at the bottom, you know, and been in profit. So let's see how it reacts here. It could tap us out again. We could get stopped out, lose another $500. But let's see how price is going to react to this fair value gap here. I can only enter one lot, so we're just going to, you know. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to enter again right there inside of that fair value gap. And we're going to put the stop loss at the 50%. 943. Is it this one? Yep. So he's talking about 943 fair value gap right there. We're going to put our stop loss at right above that fair value gap at the 50% OB. I should have probably taken profit off the other trade so we didn't take a loss, but that's okay. We are down about $1,000 right now. But let's see if this trade holds to the low that we are targeting. And if it does, we could probably make back what we lost and then some, if this trade is correct. So he did note that fair value gap. That was the first fair value gap created. Right there. We entered right at the fair value gap. This was a nice move here, but as you guys can see, it was just a quick move to make price move fast, make people FOMO, and then they come up once again real quick to just tap those people out if their stop losses are too tight, and then they go lower. So we're targeting around 559 points for this trade, which would put us back in profits even after our two losses. Let's see what happens. Now I want to see if it were to tap inside of the zone, it has to be quick and completely expulsion away from that level and very fast. That's what I want to see. As you guys can see, we're inside of these two levels here. The bearish fair value gap that was used as support, and the bearish fair value gap that was also used as support here. It's pushing price lower now. I think it should be pretty quick now. Like maybe they might want to rush to the lows of 19,665.25 and lower. my final TP would be the lows from when we had the manipulation at 8:30 before the inflation news. So that's my TP. 943 upper half has been respected. No bodies. That shows weakness. All right, perfect. Perfect. We got the trade. We're in it. Currently, right now, if with where price is at, we are in profits again. And if it hits our TP, we made our money back and we ended with a good profit. So I am moving my stop loss to break even now because I don't see why price would want to come up to my area here anymore. The minimum I would allow it to come back to would be around this area here. Utilize this area as an inverse fair value gap and probably push lower again. Partial candidate, you demo traders. I think he's just saying take a partial here. I would take a partial if I had 2 contracts, but I'm gonna hold it out for my final position here. As you guys can see, we took out this low now. Oops. 19,642 or 43. 19,643. I want to see it if it wants to come back up here. Tap into these 2 levels. Don't go any higher than that. Ideally, we just melt lower quickly, but anything can happen. Pay it no mind. It is just luck. No algo, folks. Now we submit to time and see if NQ wants to deliver to 19,580, which is that's my target. So we are, with our stop loss at break even. Like I said, I don't see why price would want to come up to these highs, which is why I shifted my stop loss for protection. Let's see if it will go. If not, I'm going to be a little sad because we didn't take profits here. We would have been back in profits over with like around $200. But I want to see the trade through. This is another bearish level that we're inside of right there. I don't like that price traded so quickly above it. I know what you're thinking. Yes, it's really happening live in front of you for free. Yeah, I don't like how this disrespected it here. But let's see how this candle's bodies close. Let's see, 10 seconds. Is it going to close below it? We also have, keep in mind, this dotted low here is this daily SIBI low, okay? Back to the daily SIBI low. Let it breathe, okay? I don't know what he means. I don't know if maybe I should keep my stop loss back where it was, or if it is just, manipulating something here. I don't see any levels here that I can utilize besides the OB that we have here that could be possibly being used by this as resistance. As you guys can see, we tapped like the 50% of it. All right, that's better. Now I'd like to see if price trades back into it here. I want to see it close below this bearish level and possibly use the low of that bearish level to propulse price lower to the 19,580 level. If we are to be correct, let's zoom in a little closer for you guys to see right there. And let's see if price will reject it now. So you guys, I'm going to put the 50% of the zone for you guys to see. Right there. We traded right there. A little bit, a few points away from this area and 50% here. And we're trading lower. Perfect. And I'm going to shift my stop loss here now. I don't see why price would come back up to that OB anymore. Oh no. Stop this out. Okay guys, stop this out. Dang it. So we're down $900 now. It would have stopped us out either way because it came right back to the OB. I should have probably left my stop loss at break even. Now I don't know if I should re-enter here because of this big manipulation. So we're gonna wait. That is unfortunate. Let's see what happens here. $930 open retest. I want to enter here again, but I don't know because of this huge wick that we had in manipulation. I'm gonna enter one more time here at the 50% of that wick. Let's see if we can still get something from it. It could be a mistake entering here, but I have a feeling they're still targeting lower. They might have just manipulated, but let's see. I used 50% of that huge wick that we had to enter. What I will do is we are risking pretty much like 70 points here. Let's see if it melts lower quickly here or not. I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even already, just because we took a significant loss. Ideally, I want to see price respect here and push lower. Wild delivery back to first, presented for value gap, but left upper half open. Random, isn't it? Yeah, so left the upper half open. I think he's just talking about like right here, this upper half of the fair value gap. It only tapped it a little bit, and as you guys can see, we were able to re-enter here. It wasn't actually a bad entry. So far so good. The stop loss is at break even, so we're not really risking anything anymore, and my buy limit will be at the 19,580 level as I stated. And currently with where price is at, we would be at break even, but I'm gonna hold it to our target, see if it holds. ICT said 50-50 now, where it is at, needs to get heavy in here. So he wants to see price melt very, very heavy lower. And we're at $1,000 profit right now on this trade. And it's coming pretty heavy, which is good. But I'm shifting my stop loss to 50% of this area so we can have a little bit of profits. I want to see it come to our area, and as soon as it does, we get off of it. Large down candles are welcomed here. Yes, they very much so are, ICT. He said take a partial here, but I'm not. I'm sorry. I know I probably should, but I want to see if we can get a little bit more of a profit in this trade, make back what we lost, and with at least $500 to $1,000 profit. That'd be ideal for me. This trade is around 441 points and 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio. He says he has one TP still running. Me too. I mean, one TP, one contract. So let's see. And yes, let's go. All right. So far, so good, guys. Once it hits my TP, I'm getting out of this buy stop here. Let's see if it's gonna hit it for us. I think we are looking good. I'm just dragging my stop loss lower as it goes because anything can happen, and you know, at least we're grabbing something on the way down. Ideally, we rush lower to these lows now. It's TP, we're at $1,800 profit. On this trade, we still are making up our losses, so currently up $800 on this trade. Let's see if we get at least 1,000 today. Hopefully it goes, but I don't know. I don't like how it's taking a little longer. We have this bearish level here, or this imbalance here from the bearishness. Let's see if it goes. We're right at the 25% area of this 4-hour SIBI. So I don't like how it's finding support here. But let's see. We have another fair value gap here as well. It could stop us out. You never know, it could, you know. Trade up higher here and then come lower. Moments like this, I'm like thinking maybe I should take a partial here and just get off. we would be in profits here, and I might be making the wrong move holding in onto this trade. I would just really like to see it come to our level, but this is 25% of that 4 hour. Look at that. Let's see if it'll hold in this bearish SIBI. That is our last resort for the bearish level here, for it to target the bearish level. Let's see if it'll respect it or if we're gonna get stopped out. We're just gonna trust it now. We waited this long, we didn't take partial, we didn't take the profit, so now we just gotta see it through. I don't like how quickly it went, and we had two big up candles close above this one. To me, it looks like we're gonna get stopped out, but let's see. Yeah. My stop losses is 19,648.50, and we were stopped here. All right, so let's see what ICT said. And he was stopped out as well at 19,640.50. All right, so with that said, we could have taken a little bit of profits on this, but we ended up, after taking $1,000 loss, we ended up with only $158 at a loss. I think that is a win because we did, catch the trade pretty well. And as you guys can see, we're tapping that 50% level of the 4 hour, and it seems to be coming lower now, but I'm gonna wait a bit. And we have a bullish level here, right there. I honestly think it's just gonna come right through it and come lower, but I could be wrong. So something like this to this final low here. I just don't know if I want to enter again because it's already 10. Very hard day if you are inexperienced. So I stop the fair value gap seems to be getting respected here, the bullish fair value gap. Let's see. 10 a.m. So we just got a new 4 hour candle here too. I think they might try to take this higher now. Let's see if we can do something like this. I don't know if I'm gonna make the wrong decision entering here, but we're gonna try. Stop loss under this fair value gap here. It could be the wrong move, guys. Yeah. We're probably gonna get stopped out here. I should have waited for more confirmations before entering here, I believe. But let's see. Waited a little bit longer to enter. I entered too soon. They're definitely gonna stop me out here. We have the 50%. It looks like it's holding. My stop loss is very tight as well because I'm not trying to take that much of a loss, especially after I just made it back. I wanted to see this fair value gap hold and push up price higher, with a lot of people FOMOing into the sell now because we saw the sell. The reason I entered was because we held at the 25% level of the SIBI, the 4 hour SIBI, but I could be wrong right here. We might get stopped out. Yep. All right, so we've stopped out. Let's see where we're at again. Now we're down $600 once again. Okay, and we're gonna enter a sell here now, targeting that final TP using this bullish level as support. There you go. Okay, so we made back our loss. So we're down $28 now, okay? So I did this quick sell here. As you guys can see, I still got filled a little bit up higher. I should have probably set a limit, but it was so quick that, as you guys can see, I didn't have time. I didn't want to allow it to give time to enter my area once again, because oftentimes once we get through a bullish level that got disrespected, price will immediately react off of it. So I wanted to get that quick profit to bring my profit back from that other mistake when I bought. And we're only down $28 now. So let's see. Oh, look at that. You guys see that? And then here we buy. Stop loss at this fair value gap. Here, let's see. I'm gonna risk one more with the idea that they're probably pushing price higher now. Stop loss at break even quickly so we don't lose money. And we're in profits again. If they take it higher quickly, awesome. If not, we made our money back. Okay, stop loss hit. Up $62 now. So let's wait and see what they do. I think they're gonna go higher. I should have probably kept my stop loss under this level, but I'm gonna wait just because I don't trust it yet.